अरे अरे
Welcome to the third day of our Back to School 3.0. Today we are going to look into something that you already know about, but we are going to explore it more into details because now we are second or third year teachers. So we're going to explore something that we already know in a little bit more detailed manner. Everyone is there. So I'm going to share my screen now. So basically, this is what we're going to talk about today: evaluating milestones to evaluating self. What we are going to discuss in this is something that you'll come to know in a come to know about in a minute. Before that, we'll set some norms of the session. Can anyone unmute themselves and tell the first norm from the picture? What is the first picture telling us? What is going to be our first norm?
Raise hand.
Raise hand. I'm talking about the first one.
Take notes.
Yes, perfect. So first norm is taking notes. We are going to take notes because in this session you are going to get some new information, many new information actually. So we are going to take notes. Keep your pen, pencil, and notebook ready. The second, as someone rightly said, is raising hand, basically participating and engaging. You might come across some new information today. You may have number of questions. So I would encourage you to participate and engage as much as possible. What do you think the third picture says?
A person is right on his her side.
Right, perfect. So basically everyone is right. We should respect everyone's opinion. It's not that if there is something we disagree with, if there is something that does not align with our thought process, we're not going to disrespect the person's views. We are going to respect everyone's views. So these are the three norms that we are going to follow in this session today. Right. So what we are going to do today we will, one, recall the purpose and types of assessments. Basically, assessments is something that you already know about. We are going to just recall them. We're just going to recall them. What is the purpose of assessments and what are the types of assessments? Second, we are going to explore some strategies for formative assessments. You already know about formative assessments and you've been conducting them in one particular way. We're going to explore some more strategies for the same. And third is we will explore how formative assessments can help improve instruction. So these are the three things we're going to explore today. Okay. The very first question, what is an assessment and why assessments are important? You all have been conducting assessments for many years now. If someone can unmute themselves and just tell me what is an assessment, what do you understand by the word assessment and why are they important?
Assessment means whatever you have taught in the class, and then later on you are going to ask them. You evaluate the child with the assessment.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rizwana Baji. And why are they important?
Of course, sir, because we come to know how much they have understood.
Right. We understand, we learn how much the students have understood, how much the students have learned. Thank you, Rizwana Baji. Some more responses. You can unmute yourself and share whatever you understand by the word assessment and why do you think that is important.
Sir, with assessment, we came to know where the students facing the problem.
Right. Thank
What
you,
is-
Akila Baji. Yes, yes.
एंड ऑल्सो नो कि कौन सा टॉपिक उनको नहीं समझ में आया है.
Right. So we get to know which topic the students are struggling with or whether the students have understood or not. कहाँ पे students को ज़्यादा support की ज़रूरत है. Yes, thank you, Akila Baji. Thank you, Akifa Baji. We'll take one more response and then we'll move forward. One more response. Assessments आप ले ही रहे हो, काफी time हो गया है. So why they're important? Yes, Lamis Baji, you can unmute yourself and share.
So assessment, what is an assessment? So assessment is a process through which we can come to know about students' progress in terms of their academic progress and also value-based progress. And why assessments are important? To know assessments are important because when we take assessments, we come to know where the students are lacking, and also we can understand where in teaching we need more practice and all. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Lamis Baji. I think we have pretty good understanding about assessment. Before sharing my views regarding assessments, I'm just going to share a picture with you. Look at this picture and share whatever comes to your mind. Take 30 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds to go through the picture and share whatever that comes to your mind. Picture देख के जो भी आपको समझ में आ रहा है, you can unmute yourself and share it. I hope you all are able to read whatever is written in the picture. All right. So what comes to your mind when you see this picture?
It means अगर हम कुछ सिखाते हैं जरूरी नहीं है सामने वालों को वो आ ही जाए.
Exactly. Right. So the picture shows it clearly that the person has taught the dog how to whistle, but the dog has not learned it. Right. So as teachers, sometimes what happens that we try to focus on delivering content, we try to focus on teaching, and in that case we forget to ensure how much the students have learned. As teachers are not, our job is not just to ensure that we are delivering the content, but our job is to ensure that the students have learned. अगर students समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं, students जो भी हम चीज बताना चाह रहे हैं वो कर नहीं पा रहे हैं, in that case there is no purpose in teaching. In that case there is no point in investing our time and effort in that. Right. So assessment is the key. Assessment plays an important role in connecting teaching and learning, basically. So assessment is the link between teaching and learning. Right. As I said, that teaching is something that we do, and then the next step is for us to ensure that the students have learned it. If the students have not learned it, assessment is something that gives us that information and that guides us in how do we go about solving this problem when the students have not understood. So this is something you can note down. It's a beautiful sentence. Assessment is the link between teaching and learning. And the reason it is important because why physical presence of a teacher is important. अगर सिर्फ teaching करना होता, हमारे स्कूल में टीवी लगे हुए हैं, नहीं लगे तो हम लगा सकते हैं, and we can just have content, online content, जो digital content आता है, बायजूस का है, NCERT का दीक्षा content free है, हम उसको video play कर देते, students will just listen to that, students will gain all the information that is being provided. By being physically present in the classroom, what advantage we have? We have the advantage to understand the needs of the students and to cater to those particular needs. अगर हम वो चीज नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, in that case we are not required in the school. वो सारी चीजें जो हम कर रहे हैं अच्छे तरीके से digitally replace हो सकती है. We need to ensure that we are ensuring that the students are learning. We are not just teaching, we are ensuring that the students are learning. This is basically the assessment cycle. We plan for a lesson, then we teach it, then we assess whether the students have learned, whether the students have understood, whether the students have achieved the outcome that we've desired or not. And based on the data that we get through the assessments, we plan again. If the students have not understood, we modify our plan. We may reteach the topic. अगर बहुत सारे बच्चों को समझ में नहीं आया है, maybe we realize कि हमारा plan शायद कहीं पे बहुत ही ज़्यादा high rigor था, हमको शायद इसको बच्चों के level पे ले जाना पड़ेगा. We modify our plan. And through assessment, if we get to know that all the students or most of the students have understood, then we plan for the next lesson. So this is the assessment cycle. ये तीनों चीजें लूप में चलती रहती है. We plan for a lesson, then we teach it, we assess. Through the assessments, we decide what we need to plan further. क्या हमको आगे का lesson plan करना है या उसी lesson में modifications करने हैं? If there are few number of students who have not understood, in that case, we may want to work with those students individually, or we may want to pair those students with some other students who can support them. Assessment plays an important role in ensuring that the students are achieving the outcome that we have desired for them. Okay. Now we've seen the cycle, assessment cycle. What are the types of assessments? You've been conducting assessments, 2 types of assessments. If someone can unmute themselves and share.
It's a formative assessment and summative assessment.
Thank you, Sadia Baji. Those are formative and summative assessments. Can anyone tell me the difference between the two or the purpose? Why do we conduct formative assessment? Why do we conduct summative assessment?
We conduct formative assessment to know that the concept which we are teaching, or are they able to understand or not. And summative assessment is taken at the end, in the middle, that is in the 6 months and at the end of the year.
Right. So in Samekshala, we are conducting summative assessments twice a year, one at the middle of the year and one at the end of the year. And the formative assessment is something that we conduct during the regular teaching instructions. Yes. Thank you, Shabina Baji. Anyone else would share their thoughts on formative, the purpose of formative and summative assessments?
For formative assessment, we take after every unit. After we finish every unit, we have to take formative assessment, and we also give the feedback, and we gather a data which is for ourselves. It doesn't matter that we have to tell students what they have got. It is for us to know that where the student is lacking.
Right. Right. So, as you rightly said, that we conduct formative assessments after every unit, at the end of every unit, and that is more for us to know where we need to change our instructions or what we need to do. And yes, Sadia Baji, you have rightly mentioned that it is for us. At the same time, it is for the students as well. It's not that it's not for the students. When we give feedback to the students, there is definitely some learning for the students. What are the things that they need to work on to get better at the things that they could not do in the assessments. So yes, again, we have pretty much good understanding about assessments. I'll just share the 2 types of assessments, as you rightly said, formative and summative assessments. I'm not sure if you have heard this term earlier, assessment for learning or assessment of learning. Many of you might be appearing for CENTA, and in CENTA you may come across these terms: assessment for learning, assessment of learning. Basically, formative assessments are known as assessment for learning, and summative assessments are called assessment of learning. Why assessment for learning, formative assessment? Because that is for our learning. We want to learn that whatever we have targeted, whatever we have desired to achieve, are we able to achieve that? If not, what is it that we need to do? Summative assessment, as you rightly mentioned, that it is taken at the end of the instructions, at the end of the in our case, we take it at the end of every 3 units. So basically that is assessment of learning, that we spent 6 months, we spent 3 to 4 months actually, and we would like to see how much the students have learned in those 4 months, whatever instructions that they were provided. So that is assessment of learning, how much the students have understood, how much the students have gained, is something that we try to understand. Okay. Right. Azma Baji, can you read the purpose of formative assessment?
Yes. So the purpose of formative assessment is to guide the teacher in planning and improving instruction. And the second one, to help students improve learning.
Thank you, Azma Baji. Pareen Baji, if you can read the purpose of summative assessment.
To let the teacher and students know the level of accomplishment attained.
Right, thank you very much. So, as you can see, the first purpose of formative assessment is highlighted to guide the teacher in planning and improving instruction. So, that is the crux of it. Formative assessment is basically for the teacher to know कि उनको अपने जो lesson delivery है उसमें क्या change करना चाहिए, क्या वो कैसा जा रहा है, जैसे plan किया है जो भी outcome desired outcome plan किया है उसके हिसाब से जा रहा है कि नहीं जा रहा है. In case वो नहीं जा रहा है, that is there is something that we need to improve. It is not for the students, sorry, it is for the students, again for the students as well to know कि वो कहाँ पे lag कर रहे हैं और क्या ऐसी चीजें हैं जो उनको help कर सकती है achieve the desired outcomes. It is not for marks, it is not to show to the parents कि आपके बच्चे के इतने marks आए हैं, उनको ज्यादा मेहनत करनी है, but to find the specific reasons जिसकी वजह से चीजें हो नहीं पाई, जिसकी वजह से the student could not achieve what was desired, जिसकी वजह से the teacher could not achieve what was desired. And summative assessment is basically to know how much the students have learned at the end of a certain time period. And when do we conduct formative assessments? So right now in Samekshala we are conducting formative assessments at the end of each unit, and we conduct summative assessments at the end of instructions at the end of 3 units basically. So I'd just like to give you a different perspective regarding formative assessment here. Basically, formative assessment is something that is ongoing, that should be happening every day in your class. Not the way we are conducting, but there are multiple different ways in which it can be done. So formative assessment is something that should be conducted during a lesson, during the delivery of whatever instructions that we have planned, and it should be ongoing. आप एक दिन में 2 बार भी conduct कर सकते हो, एक दिन में 3 बार भी कर सकते हो. You don't need to wait for the end of the unit. So what we are conducting at the end of the unit is something that we call formative assessment. It's a standardized test type of assessment that is also formative assessment. But what we are going to see today is different strategies for taking formative assessments almost every day and during a lesson. क्योंकि अगर हम यूनिट के एंड होने का भी वेट करेंगे, we will not know कि स्टूडेंट्स को कहाँ पे स्ट्रगल हुआ. हमने डिवीजन पढ़ाया और स्टूडेंट्स को फर्स्ट स्टेप में ही समझ में नहीं आया, हम तो आगे चलते गए, हमने डिवीजन करवा दिया, उसके बाद फ्रैक्शंस में भी चले गए और बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स करवा दिए और फिर यूनिट के एंड में वी आर टेकिंग एन असेसमेंट. So it might be very late. How do we ensure that we are conducting formative assessments regularly, almost every day, so that we get information about whatever we are doing in the classroom? Right. So formative assessments. Okay. Can someone whose birthday comes in the month of June read what are formative assessments? Someone whose birthday comes in the month of June. There is no one whose birthday is in June. Okay, someone whose birthday comes in July.
Okay, so mine is in July.
Okay, thank you, Ashmira Baji. You can read this.
Okay, so formative assessments can be as informal as observing the learner's work or as formal as a written test.
Right, thank you very much. And happy birthday to you in advance, Ashmira Baji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So formative assessments can be as informal as observing the learner's work, observing the student's work, or as formal as a written test. So जो formal वाला part है written test, we are already doing that at the end of the unit. Formal का मतलब जो हमारा regular test है, but it can be as informal as observing. While you are observing the students, आपको वहाँ पे भी पता चल रहा है कि students को समझ में आ रहा है, students struggle कर रहे हैं या नहीं. So basically anything that gives you an understanding कि students को समझ में आया, नहीं आया, कितना समझ में आया, या फिर students struggle कर रहा है, all those things are formative assessments. And there are number of strategies. We are just going to look at few strategies very quickly here about formative assessments. I'll just tell you some of the strategies. The first one is observation. जब आप students को independent work दे रहे हो, class में आप observe करते हो, तब भी आपको पता चल जाता है कि students को समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. Right? So observation is a type of formative assessment. Then there are quizzes on 4 corners. तो normal जो quiz लेते हैं class में, that can also give us information students को कितना समझ में आया. 4 corners is something I don't know if you have ever experienced it, but basically जो classroom के 4 corners होते हैं, हम वो 4 corners को ABCD option assign कर देते हैं. You can use it for quiz as well, जहाँ पे ABCD option है. You are asking a question and the students move to the corner जहाँ पे उनको सही आंसर लगते हैं. Basically this is interesting क्योंकि students को थोड़ा movement करने का मौका मिलता है. Plus there could be basically आप 4 corners को कुछ भी assign कर सकते हैं. It could be strongly agree, agree, disagree, strongly disagree. तो वहाँ पे भी students they can move around the class and they can choose the corners. That also you will get to know how much the students have understood or whether you have been able to achieve the desired outcome. Classwork, homework के through भी पता चलता है. हम students का homework check करते हैं. We get a lot of information. Thumbs up, thumbs down strategy हम बहुत बार use करते हैं. मैंने in fact that's something that I saw in online classes as well. Where the teachers use thumbs down. Right? If the students have completed the work, thumbs up, show thumbs up, otherwise thumbs down. So we have already been doing all these things. We just don't know that these are formative assessments, and sometimes we do not connect it with the learning part. Right? So as I was seeing, the teachers were actually on Zoom. They were seeing कि जितने thumbs up आ रहे थे, उसके हिसाब से they were moving forward. So this is an assessment already conducting. Discussions, when you ask the students to discuss something, to have group discussion, that is something that gives us data about students understanding about various topics. Example and non-example. This is also an effective strategy. We'll see more about it in the upcoming slide. Self-assessment and peer assessment. Basically, students can assess themselves or students can assess each other. We'll see some of the strategies for this. And I'm going to give you brief introduction about all this. It's okay if you're not able to, or if you have any questions, you can note down your questions, and we will also try to use these strategies again during the year in our LCs. So the first step strategy is FIST to 5. I'm sure many of you would know about it. Basically, you ask the students when you have taught or when you have introduced a new concept, you ask the students how much they have understood. Here, if you see the question, how well do you feel you understand the concept of friction? Right, and you need to tell students what each finger means. 1 means I don't understand it all, and 5 means I understand it so well that I can teach someone else, and the students can show it on their fingers. उनको कितना समझ में है. So it's a very quick assessment. आप 2 मिनट दोगे, 2 मिनट में पूरे क्लास का स्कैन कर पाओगे कितने लोगों को कितना समझ में आया है. So if you see most of the hands showing 4 and 5, you know कि अच्छे से समझ में आ गया है. You can move ahead, and the students who are struggling 1, 2 या 3 दिखा रहा है, either you can connect them with the students who have shown 4 and 5, or you can work with them separately. But if you see a lot of students are showing 1 or 2, that means maybe you need to reteach the topic या तो आपको instruction में modification करने की जरूरत है. This is FIST to 5. Again, self-assessment. There are some more strategies. Traffic lights is similar to FIST to 5. तो थोड़ा और visual, colorful हो जाता है. This is something that works with small better. क्योंकि छोटे students को colorful चीजें अच्छी लगती है. It's the same. अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आया, show red card. If you understood it but still you have confusion, still you need more support, show yellow card. And if you have understood it very well, show the green card. This works with the older students as well. And यहाँ पे benefit ये होता है कि to scan the fingers across class, आपके 40 students से आप fingers देखने जाओगे 1, 2, 3, वो थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, अच्छे से स्कैन नहीं हो पाता है, बट द कलर्स आर विजिबल क्लियरली. तो आप तुरंत देख पाओगे कि अच्छा बहुत ज्यादा ग्रीन कार्ड है, मतलब आई कैन मूव अहेड. बहुत ज्यादा रेड कार्ड है, दैट मींस आई नीड टू थिंक. एंड बहुत ज्यादा येलो कार्ड है, तो आई डोंट नीड टू रीटीच द टॉपिक, बट मे बी आई नीड टू जस्ट डिस्कस इट मोर टू क्लियर डाउट्स. सो दैट इज समथिंग दैट गिव्स यू इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग what the students have understood. Thumbs up, thumbs down, as you've already been using. Students का पूछते हो समझ में आया, show thumbs up, or you can use it for various questions as well. समझ में नहीं आया, thumbs down. That also gives you a quick understanding students कितना कर पा रहे हैं. These are all self assessment जहाँ पे students खुद को assess कर रहे हैं. Now whenever we are using this self assessment strategies, it is very much important for the students to be clear कि assessment का purpose क्या है. Students को ये पता होना चाहिए कि assessment का purpose ये है कि अगर मुझे समझ में नहीं आया है तो टीचर मुझे फिर से पढ़ाएंगे. इसका पर्पस ये नहीं है कि टीचर ये देखेंगे कि अरे इसको तो कुछ नहीं आता है और इसको समझ ही नहीं, जितना भी समझाओ समझ में. जब तक वो स्टूडेंट्स को क्लियर नहीं होगा, we will not be able to use these strategies effectively. For that we will have to create a culture class जहाँ पे students are comfortable in showing if they don't understand anything. और वो culture कब create होता है जब we address those things. मतलब let's say हमने traffic lights बोला, एक concept बढ़ाया students को prime numbers. We ask the students how many students understood, and if we see that out of 40 students 10 students have shown red card, if we address those students, अगर हम उनको address करेंगे, students will know कि हाँ red card दिखाने पे मेरे लिए अच्छा है, our teacher is going to help me, support me to understand. Right? We are not going to label the students कि अच्छा इतना भी समझ में नहीं आया, 30 बच्चों को तो आ गया, आपको नहीं आया. In that case, we are not creating a culture that is hospitable to the students' learning. Also, if we ignore this, अगर हमको लगता है कि 40 में से 10 बच्चों ने किया है तो ठीक है, 30 बच्चों को तो समझ में आया है, we can move ahead. If we do not address them, तो next time कोई students वो red card नहीं दिखाएंगे because they know कि कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ना है. Okay, आपको immediately address नहीं करना है, but at least acknowledging कि ठीक है आपको समझ में नहीं आया है, we will try to work on. I'll get back to you later. And then you get back to the students later. आप या तो उनको दूसरे students के साथ connect कर सकते हो जिन्होंने green card दिखाया है, या फिर आप उनके साथ अलग से. Basically, whenever you get feedback, you need to ensure that you are working on the feedback and you need to show it to the students. Then only the students will be using this effectively. If the students know कि उनको अगर समझ में नहीं आया, they can completely show one finger, two fingers. This is something that we have also been doing in all our sessions. जो आपका feedback form आता है उसमें पहला ही जो पहले 2 questions होते हैं, those are formative assessments like that we take for our understanding. जहाँ पे आप 5 to 5 वाला digital format use करते हो, 1 2 3 4 5, right? Agree, disagree वाला. So that is the formative assessments that we conduct, and that is for our understanding. So the most important thing here is for the teacher to create a culture जहाँ students comfortably can share अगर उनको समझ में नहीं आया है, and the teacher is addressing it. This is 3-2-1 exit ticket. Maybe this is something that you would have seen it or used it as part of Samichala sessions. In this, we ask the students to write 3 things that they learned in the session, 2 things that they found interesting, and 1 thing that they struggled with, 1 question that they still have. When you collect all this information, you will understand जो आप सिखाना चाहते हैं क्या students same चीज सीखे हैं. And अगर students को कोई question है तो how do you address that? This is another strategy that we can use. And now these are peer assessments जहाँ पे students एक दूसरे को assess करते हैं. So basically it's an inside outside circle. आपने students को कुछ questions दिए और students को you divided the students into 2 concentric circles जहाँ पे students एक दूसरे को face करके बैठे हैं. You can ask students to share each other's work, check और उसके ऊपर feedback दो, या तो students साथ में मिलके काम कर सकते हैं. And when the students give each other feedback, they learn from each other. They understand कि अच्छा मेरा यहाँ पे problem. So these are peer assessment strategies, and you will gauge in understanding students को कितना समझ में आया है by observing the discussions that are happening in these circles. Think, pair, share. You've been using it extensively. आपने बहुत बार use किया है. Think, pair, share में again it's a peer assessment where the students learn from each other. एक दूसरे के views share करके वो जानते हैं. Something that we as teachers need to ensure is जब भी वो लोग pairing वाला काम कर रहे हैं, एक दूसरे के साथ share कर रहे हैं, we need to move around the class and see कि वो discussion कैसा दिख रहा है. That is when we will be able to understand students को कितना समझ में आ रहा है. That is why it's a teaching strategy as well, plus it's a formative assessment as well, जहाँ पे we are assessing through students discussion कि उनको कितना समझ में आया है. Right? अगर हमने students को कोई question दिया है और वो discussion में कुछ अलग ही कर रहे हैं, we will understand कि कहाँ पे misconception. Okay, so this is something important thing is to move around during student discussion, right? And the last one, example, non-example. जैसे मैंने बोला, this is again an effective strategy. Freire model is something that people use. So Freire model कैसा होता है? As it's visible in front of you. In the middle, you write the topic. जैसे यहाँ पे prime number is the topic, and then the square is divided into 4 parts. The first part is the definition of the topic. The second part is the characteristics or properties or facts about that particular topic. जैसे prime number का fact ये है कि 2 is the only even prime number, 0 and 1 are not prime. So all these facts, जो भी information students को पता है, they write it here. And then examples and non-examples. The students are able to give correct examples and they are able to articulate correct non-examples. Gives us an understanding students को concept समझ में आया है कि it's very effective. This graphic organizer is something that you can use for a lot of topics जहाँ पे दो contradictory चीजें होती है, जैसे prime numbers, non-prime numbers, living things, non-living things, all those topics जहाँ पे you have two contradictory or two opposite things. You can use this model. Again, this is something कि सारी strategy आप पहली बार करोगे, you not see the results. आपको you'll have to make students familiar with all these formats. फिर धीरे धीरे you get rich data. इसको simply आप example, non-example भी कर सकते हो. उसके दो squares अगर आप use नहीं कर सकते हो, that can also give you an understanding कि students को कितना समझ में आया है. जैसे अगर आप living things का topic लिख रहे हो, if the students are able to give correct examples of living things, then you know कि उनको समझ में आया है. I'm sorry, there is some problem with my earphone. If someone can just unmute and tell if you're able to hear me.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Right. So example, non-example के through भी आपको पता चल सकता है कि students को कितना समझ में आया. अगर example में living things में आपको सब students में नॉर्मल चीजें दिख रही है बट ट्रीज नहीं दिख रहा है, दैट मीन्स यू नो कि उनको अभी भी कहीं ना कहीं मिसकंसेप्शन है. नॉन एग्जाम्पल में अगर आप ट्रीज वगैरह देख रहे हो, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कहीं ना कहीं मिसकंसेप्शन है. इट्स अ वेरी इफेक्टिव स्ट्रेटेजी एंड समथिंग दैट कैन बी डन क्विकली. आप 2 मिनट दो स्टूडेंट्स को, स्टूडेंट्स विल शेयर देयर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. These are some of the strategies that can be used for formative assessments. As I told you, there are number of strategies. Basically कोई भी ऐसी चीज जहाँ पे आप स्टूडेंट की नोटबुक चेक कर रहे हो, वहां पे भी आपको पता चल रहा है स्टूडेंट सही से कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं. That is also a formative assessment. So anything that gives you an understanding, जो आप करवाना चाहते हो स्टूडेंट्स को, जो आउटकम अचीव करना चाहते हो, क्या वो आउटकम मीट हो रहा है कि नहीं, that particular thing is a formative assessment. Right. So we've gone into depth of formative assessment जो आप already कर रहे थे, उससे ज्यादा हम deep में गए हैं. And this is something that can be done almost every day to know कि आप जो भी करवाना चाहते हो वो outcome meet हो रहा है. Now we are going to spend some time in working. We've got some idea about the strategies, formative assessment strategies. So what we are going to do, we are going to now use this formative assessment strategy. We are going to focus on the assessment part. I'll give you some situation where you have taught a topic and you have to decide which formative assessment would you use. कौन सा formative assessment use करना है, it is up to you. ऐसा हो सकता है एक टॉपिक के लिए आप 4-5 अलग-अलग टाइप के यूज कर सकते हो. You can choose which assessment that you want to use. So I'll give you some situation regarding a topic that you have taught. So teaching वाला step हो चुका है, and we will move to the assessment wala step, which you need to decide. And how are we going to do that? I'll tell you. Right. So for the following situations, which formative assessment strategy can you use and frame a question for the same? So there are 3 situations for English and 3 situations for maths. English teachers will work on English wala part and maths teachers will work on maths situations. Basically, the situations have been given जहाँ पे आप पढ़ा रहे हो और आपने टॉपिक कंप्लीट नहीं किया है. आपने आइदर इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, मोस्टली वो वाला पार्ट है जहाँ पे टीचर मॉडलिंग हुआ है, कहीं पे ग्रुप प्रैक्टिस हुई है, कहीं पे नहीं हुई है. आफ्टर दैट व्हाट कैन यू यूज टू नो जो आपने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है वो इफेक्टिव रहा कि नहीं. सो देयर आर 3 सिचुएशंस फॉर इंग्लिश. You can take 5 minutes and take time for yourself. You can, for each situation, English teachers will work on 3 English strategies, English situations. Maths teachers will work on 3 math situations. For each situation, you will have to mention the strategy, formative assessment strategy that you are going to use, and you will frame a question around it. जैसे first जो 5 to 5 वाला था उसमें question था, right? How well do you think you have understood the concept? So ऐसा कौन सा question आप पूछोगे? If it's a quiz or something like that, maybe you can form 1 or 2 sample questions. You don't need to frame all the questions. So that is what you are going to do. We are going to take 5 to 7 minutes for this. Any question regarding this? If you did
No,
not
sir.
understand.
Sir, if,
Okay, thank you
in
very much.
RC, like we explain the story, means we read the story, first paragraph, and then
Yes.
we tell the student to know about the cause and effect. What is the cause and effect? There is a problem and solution only, no, ma'am, sir?
Yes, yes. Cause and effect is basically if something is happening in the story, why is it happening?
Why is it happening? What will be the solution?
What is the reason? What is the cause behind it? So if I give you an example, जैसे rabbit और turtle वाली story है, तो उसमें why did the turtle win? The cause was because rabbit slept.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So which formative assessment strategy will you use for 3 situations? Maths teachers will work on math situations. English teachers will work on English situations.
Sir, do we have to write only strategy or the question also?
Question also. Frame 1 question.
Okay. All the 3 situations?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll also put strategies in the chat box in case you are not able to note them down, just for your reference. I put the strategies, the list of strategies in the chat box in case anyone wants to refer to it. If there is any question, there is anything you do not understand, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask that question.
Sir, we have to tell the story. मतलब जैसे आपने एग्जाम्पल दिया टर्टल और रैबिट की स्टोरी का, ऐसे कुछ एग्जाम्पल दे के कॉज एंड इफेक्ट का क्वेश्चन बनाना है?
Not necessary. That will not be required, right? कोई भी cause and effect हो, आपका question general रहेगा formative assessment के लिए. अगर आपको example लेके बनाना है, जैसे आप quiz वगैरह लेते हो, that also you can do. It is up to you. We'll take 2 more minutes. Take 1 more minute and then we will share our thoughts. All right. Right. We'll take response for the first situation in English. You introduced a new skill of identifying cause and effect in RC. Who would like to share which strategy would you use?
Sir, group discussion.
Group discussion, great. So what is the question you will put in front of the students for discussion?
So, to identify the, means one will give the problem, identify the problem, and to get the solution for that.
Amazing. Great. Thank you very much, Rizwana Baji. So you give a situation to the students and the students discuss around the situation. Any other teacher who has come up with
Sir, yes, sir. Think, pair, and share.
Think, pair, and share. Great. Which question
Yes.
will you put in front of the students?
What is happening in the story? Identifying the problem, thinking time, and pair and share. जो हम use करते हैं.
Okay. So think, pair, share strategy is perfect. Maybe you would want to frame the question in a different way, such that cause and effect are getting addressed and not the problem.
Okay.
Right. But the strategy is perfect. Thank you very much. Yes, Pareen Baji, you can unmute yourself and share.
Sir, examples and non-examples.
Examples,
For the first one.
non-examples. Okay. Which type of question would you ask?
Sir, either I will put I put the cause or I put effect and will put the options like that कि which is correct in the कि क्या ये इसका effect हो सकता है इसका cause हो सकता है.
Right. Perfect. So you will write in the middle the topic either cause or effect, and then you will ask the students to write example of causes in this story and examples of the effect. Perfect. That can work. Right. So we are able to see that we can use different strategies for one particular objective. So it's not necessary कि किसी एक के लिए एक ही strategy लागू होगी. We can use any strategy. The important thing is how we use that strategy that addresses the question. जो हमको जानना है कि उनको समझ में आया या नहीं, वो देखना है. उसके लिए how we can align and prepare the question. A maths teacher, first situation. Long division method आपने introduce किया for the first time.
Yes, sir. In that we can do self-assessment, and the question will be put down. Are you able to understand all the steps of long division?
Okay, and which self-assessment strategy will you use?
So by that we can know if somebody is showing 1 or 2.
Lubna Baji.
Self-assessment by observing.
Okay, observation will not be self-assessment, right? Self-assessment मतलब students अपने आप को assess कर रहे हैं. When you are observing, you are assessing them.
Yes. So I am not clear what you want to tell. You have given the options of self-assessment. In that, what should come then?
So I have written in the chat box, if you can see, I've written strategies like fist to 5, thumbs up, thumbs down, जहाँ पे students खुद ही assess करेंगे अपने आप को इनको समझ में आया है या नहीं, right?
That only I am telling. I will put the question, and they will just raise the hand and tell me. Right?
Okay.
Okay. And the second one is, we can put the observation. We will observe the child by giving some numbers, whether they are trying to understand कि हम smaller or greater number identify कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं, and that we will observe it. And in the third point, we will go for Ferrer model, giving non-example and example, and we will even give them list of numbers of fraction, so that whether they are trying to identify it or not, it in the unlike.
Okay, thank you, Lubna Baji, for sharing strategies for all the 3 situations. You are that student in the class who is very much excited and wants to answer all the questions, does not want to give chance to anyone else. Thank you very much, Lubna Baji. But yes, as you rightly said, for the first situation, introduce long division method. If you are putting a question, how comfortable do you feel with using the steps of long division method? And then the self-assessment fist to 5 can be used, or traffic light can also be used. Yes, Azma Baji, you raised your hand. Azma Baji, sorry. Rafia Baji is very happy with Lubna Baji's response. Azma Baji, you raised your hand. Do you want to share anything?
नो सर, एक्चुअली बाय मिस्टेकली मैं चैट बॉक्स ओपन कर रही थी तो हैंड रेज हो गया था.
Okay, no problem. And Lubna Baji, as you rightly shared, for long division method, observation can also be used when you give students independent work. आपने उनको questions दे दिए, while they are solving, when you observe them, आपको realize होगा students क्या कहाँ पे struggle कर रहे हैं और कितना अच्छे से कर पा रहे हैं. So that is perfect. Thank you very much. Now, responses for second situation in English. You explained types of nouns. Yes, Miss Baji.
Sir, I just want to share about the second situation.
Sure.
So you explained the types of nouns proper and common to the students, grade 3. So I will use for assessment, I will use the Freer model, example and non-example.
Right.
I will write the topic in the middle, and as you have explained, definition at the left top corner, characteristics at the right top corner, and below that I will ask them write common and proper, and I will ask them to give me examples of common noun and give me some examples of proper noun. Likewise, I will do.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Miss Baji. So that is the perfect example. I told you, whenever there are two opposite things, Freer model can be used very effectively for types of nouns. You can use, and through examples and non-examples, you can get to know students को कितना समझ में आया है. Great. Second situation, comparison of numbers. Maths. Someone else, Lubna Baji has already shared. Someone else who has come up with a different strategy. Any other maths teacher? Second situation, comparison of numbers.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, comparison of numbers, we can give questions of this topic, and then we can observe that how students are doing or not.
Perfect. Observation can be done, and questions regarding comparison of numbers. You give two numbers, they compare. Perfect. Thank you very much, Azma Baji. Yes. Third situation for English, sounds of letters M and P. Who would like to share it? Someone who teaches first or second grade. Yes, Aisha Baji. Thank you very much.
Sir, I already used this strategy, thumbs up and thumbs down. So, for this sounds of letters, so I told them मैं पहले उनको words कहती हूँ, like mango, और मैं उनको कहती हूँ, did you hear the sound of अगर उन्होंने sound सुना है, just give me show me thumbs up. अगर नहीं सुना, show me thumbs down.
Perfect strategy and very nicely used. Thank you very much, Aisha Baji. Third situation, mathematics. Difference between like and like fraction. Anyone would like to share? Maths. Maths teacher from Canal branch.
सर जनरली मैं हैंड्स अप वाला स्ट्रैटेजी यूज करती हूँ. सपोज जैसे कि फ्रैक्शन अगर मैं टीच कर रही हूँ तो इसके अंदर मैं आपने जो स्ट्रेटेजी बताई है उसके रिगार्डिंग मुझे है ना ये वाली सही लगी. इनसाइड, हाँ, इनसाइड आउटसाइड हम कर सकते हैं. अगर सपोज कुछ बच्चे को समझ में आता है और कुछ को नहीं आता तो हम इनसाइड आउटसाइड वाली स्ट्रेटेजी यूज कर सकते हैं.
Definitely. You can also share the strategy that you use, hands up wala.
हाँ, हैंड्स अप. अगर मैं जनरली हैंड्स अप वाला ही यूज करती हूँ.
So basically, you ask a question, and if it's a like fraction, you ask the student to raise their hand. Is it like that?
हाँ, yeah.
Right. So
और
great. That
पीयर
is a
लर्निंग
perfect.
मेरे क्लास में पीयर लर्निंग तो कंटिन्यूअसली चलती रहती है. सपोज जिस बच्चों को नहीं समझ में आता है तो दे कैन शेयर ईच अदर.
Right. Thank you very much, Asbabaji. So the strategy that you are using is a perfect example of again a formative assessment. जैसे मैंने बोला कि बहुत सारे strategies हैं. It is similar to thumbs up, thumbs down. You can either ask the student to raise hand or show a thumbs up. But yes, it's a perfect strategy that can be used. And as Lubna Baji rightly says,
बट नाउ आई लर्न न्यू स्ट्रेटेजी इनसाइड आउटसाइड वाला जो है मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट मैं ये जरूर ट्राई करूंगी जब स्कूल ओपन होगा.
definitely share your experience with us as well. Okay. Thank you, Asbabaji. So we know which different strategies can be used. Now the next part, once we have assessed, हमको assessment से data मिल गया, उसके बाद क्या है, हम सिर्फ assess कर देते हैं, discussion करवा दिया, उसके बाद if we are not using the data, then there is no purpose of conducting an assessment. So assessment के बाद the next part is to plan based on the responses that we've got. What we are going to do, I'm again going to share the responses for situation, and what you are going to do, you can take 1 minute to think about the next step as a teacher that you will take. So the question is, what will be your next step for the following student responses for a formative assessment? So जो पहला objective था, the first situation in English was you introduced a new skill of identifying cause and effect in RC. First time आपने introduce किया. You took fist to 5 assessment where you asked the students how many of you feel comfortable with the understanding of cause and effect, and out of 35 students in your classroom, 10 students raised showed 3 fingers, which is they think they got it but still they're not comfortable with it, and the rest of the students show 5 fingers. Out of 35, 25 students were comfortable. They were very much comfortable with the strategy. They understood it completely well. 10 students showed finger 3. Take 1 minute, think about the next step that you will take as a teacher. And for maths, long division method, out of 40 students, 28 students showed you red card. That means they did not understand it. So out of 40, 28 students showed this card. What will be your next step? Take around 30 seconds and then we will share our thoughts. Yes, if someone could think about the next step in English, unmute yourself and please share. Yes, Minas Baji.
ओके सो जनरली जब मेरी क्लास में मैं ले रही थी इंग्लिश तो ये होता है सो व्हाट शुड आई डू कि 10 स्टूडेंट्स को अगर थोड़ा बहुत भी समझ आया है सो आई वुड आस्क क्वेश्चंस कि आपको क्या समझ नहीं आया तो अगर एंड आई आस्क वन स्टूडेंट टू टेल द प्रॉब्लम देन मैं बोलती थी कि अगर सेम प्रॉब्लम किसी और को है तो वो भी हैंड रेस करे सो इन शॉर्ट इससे हम टाइम भी बचा सकते हैं वी कैन सेव टाइम आल्सो एंड स्टूडेंट्स की जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो भी हम सॉल्व कर सकते हैं
Perfect. Thank you very much, Minas Baji. Anyone else would like to share?
Welcome.
Farheen Baji, yes.
सर अगर 3 फिंगर्स रेज किए तो इसका मतलब दोबारा से सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है सो वी कैन मेक पेयर्स ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स and can give them the some examples of one story to solve it and then we can tell कि जिसने भी 3 फिंगर रेज की थी तो वो सॉल्व करेगा और जहाँ पर भी वो प्रॉब्लम आती है उसको तो जिसने 5 फिंगर रेज की थी क्योंकि हमको ऐसे ही ग्रुप बनाने हैं कि एक 3 फिंगर एंड 5 फिंगर्स वाले दोनों साथ में हो तो वो उसको हेल्प करेगा कि वो कहाँ पर लैग कर रहा है तो इस तरीके से वो क्वेश्चन वो जो है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए
Great, Farheen Baji, thank you, that makes sense. As you correctly mentioned, क्योंकि उन्होंने 3 fingers raise किए हैं मतलब उनको ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आया है, they just need some support. So maybe you can pair them up with the students who show 5 fingers or 5 fingers basically, and they can learn from their peers. Amazing. We'll take one more response for English and then we'll move to maths. Any other teacher would like to share what the next step should be for maths? जैसे मिनाज बाजी ने भी बोला, you ask the students out of those 10 students, कितने students का similar problem है, you address them all together and then you cover those 10 students. So the important thing basically here is to understand that out of 35, maximum number of students have understood 25. But it does not mean that ज़्यादा students को समझ में आ गया है तो we ignore the 10 students that are not yet comfortable with it. We still are there for those 10 students. Maybe because they've understood, we will not put in any effort. हम उनको 5 fingers वाले students के साथ pair up करेंगे. Maybe we can give them some other time. School के बाद आधा घंटा 10 मिनट बैठ के they support each other. या they can support each other through phone as well. घर पे recess में भी कर सकते हैं basically. But we are putting some structures for those 10 students. We're not ignoring them. Right, maths. Who would like to share in maths the next step?
ओके सर मैथ्स में भी हम यही कर सकते हैं जो ग्रीन कार्ड वाले बच्चे होंगे उनको हम रेड कार्ड वालों के साथ बिठा के पेयर लर्निंग करवा सकते हैं क्योंकि ज्यादा नहीं है 28 है मतलब 28 को समझ में आया है आउट ऑफ 40 तो हम यहाँ पे ये ट्रिक अगेन पेयर लर्निंग हम कर सकते हैं
सर कैन आई शेयर हियर
I will give here a red signal that means 28 students did not understand out of 40.
Sir, can I share here?
Sure, Ashmira Baji. Please go ahead.
जी सर 40 में से 28 स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनको समझ नहीं आया मतलब कि क्लास में 70% हैं जिनको समझ नहीं आया सिर्फ 30% हैं कि जिनको समझ आया है तो हम उसमें ग्रुप डिस्कशन करवा सकते हैं कि ग्रुप बना सकते हैं और जिनका पास ग्रीन कार्ड है उनको हम वो ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं ताकि वो उनके पीयर्स को हेल्प कर सकें और एक्सप्लेन कर सकें और हम जाके ऑब्जर्व भी कर सकते हैं उनके पास जाके और हमारी अगर कोई हेल्प उनको चाहिए तो हम वो भी दे सकते हैं
Right. Through that, so you have 28 students जिनको समझ में नहीं आया है, you have 12 students who understand. So what you will do? You add those 12 students.
Okay.
Yes, Lina Baji.
Yeah. In that case, Asmira Baji is very correct. 70-75 बच्चे हैं जिनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है. It means somewhere explanation का lacking है. तो हम सबसे पहले आइडेंटिफाई एक चीज करेंगे कि कौन से स्टेप में उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा. अगर पहले 2 स्टेप उनको आ रहे हैं, कौन से 2 स्टेप नहीं आ रहे उस पे फोकस करके पैर बनाएंगे और वो जो स्टेप नहीं आ रहे शायद उसको रीटीच करें. जो आ गए हैं तो देन इट्स ओके. एंड अगर जो स्टेप्स नहीं आ रहे हैं तो उसको रीटीच करके फिर पेयरिंग कर सकते हैं।
परफेक्ट परफेक्ट। सो बेसिकली फर्स्ट आइडेंटिफाइंग, अगर इतने ज्यादा बच्चों को समझ में नहीं आया है तो क्या रीजन है, क्या स्टेप्स बहुत ज्यादा हो गए, मैंने बहुत जल्दी जल्दी में समझा दिया, उनको स्टेप्स से समझ में नहीं आया, क्या हुआ, आइडेंटिफाइंग द रीजन एंड देन पेयरिंग द स्टूडेंट्स। जो 12 स्टूडेंट्स है, जैसे अश्मीरा बाजी ने बोला, we make groups of 3 students और मे बी यस 3 to 4 स्टूडेंट्स, जहाँ पे एक स्टूडेंट को सब आ रहा है, 2 स्टूडेंट्स को नहीं आ रहा है, then we give them group work where one student is taking the ownership of teaching other students. So that is perfectly okay. Also अगर हम if we realize by identifying the need की हमने शायद बहुत ज्यादा जल्दी में करवा दिया, steps ही हमने break down नहीं किए और स्टूडेंट्स को सब कुछ समझ में नहीं आया है, in that case we may consider to reteach the topic as well, because here 70 to 75% students have not understood it. So that could also be an option. It completely depends on teachers understanding और उनको क्या सही लगता है, but it will not be wrong to reteach the topic. काफी ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स को समझ में नहीं आया इसके लिए, but yes, you are thinking in the right direction and I'm really liking the responses that are coming from you. We'll take 2 more situations before ending the session. One more for English, one more for maths. Proper noun आपने English में पढ़ा, you taught them types of nouns, proper and common. Proper noun के लिए you use, yes, for that you used prayer model, and this is the response that you got from some of the students, a similar response. Just a second. Yes, what will be your next step, or what do you understand by this assessment? What will be your next step? Similarly, for comparison of 2 numbers, you ask the question to the students, जैसे आयशा बाजी ने share किया था, वैसे you ask the question that show a thumbs up if 18 is greater than 23, thumbs down if 18 is less than 23, and the responses that you got are written here. So what will be your next step? Let us take 30-40 seconds and then we can share. Yes, if anyone is ready, we'll start with maths this time. What should be done as a next step in maths? Any teacher, maths? If you need more time, if someone is ready from English teachers, we can go ahead with English first.
Sir, as it is there in this table of English proper noun, almost everything is right. Just that Rahul is also a proper noun, cow is also a proper noun, school is not, and but almost everything is right. I think school should be, there should be a, if the school name is written Shama School, that will come under proper noun.
Okay, so what will you do?
I think it is right. We can explain that single thing which where the doubt came, and we can move to the next topic.
Okay, okay. I would like to hear from some other teachers. Thank you, Sadia Baji, for your response.
सर, उसको नाउन क्या है वो समझ में आ गया, लेकिन वो डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पा रहा है, कॉमन क्या है, प्रॉपर क्या है, तो उसको एक बार वापस रीटीच करना पड़ेगा.
So what is it that you think that the students misunderstood? उनको क्या समझ में नहीं आया from the responses?
सर आवाज नहीं आई बराबर, क्लियर आवाज नहीं आया.
Okay, I'm asking कि from the responses, what is our understanding कि student को क्या समझ में नहीं आया, क्या misunderstanding रह गई?
सर वो कॉमन और प्रॉपर नाउन में डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पा रहा है.
Right. Again, I would push you to think again harder. So you are completely right. They are not able to differentiate between common and proper. Exactly क्या mistake अगर आप you can analyze that. जहाँ पे वो थोड़ा बहुत misconception.
Sir, I want to say something. इनको ये समझ में आया है कि what is a noun और कॉमन एंड प्रॉपर, तो उन्होंने जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक लिखी है उनको ऐसे लगता है कि किसी भी नाउन को अगर हम कैपिटल लेटर फर्स्ट लेटर का कैपिटल कर देते हैं तो वो प्रॉपर बन जाता है।
Right.
तो ये समझ में आया है कि किसी भी नाउन को लिखकर हम उसको कैपिटल फर्स्ट लेटर कर देंगे तो वो प्रॉपर बन जाएगा। तो हमको उनको ये समझाना पड़ेगा एंड वी कैन मेक कॉलम्स इन ऑन द बोर्ड, 2 कॉलम, और उनको हमको ये स्पेसिफिक समझाना है कि प्रॉपर नाउन स्पेसिफिक अगर किसी चीज का नाम है तो मतलब किसी चीज का नाम होना जरूरी है, वो हमको एक्सप्लेन करना है। फर्स्ट लेटर कैपिटल होने से वो प्रॉपर नाउन नहीं होता, और उसको फिर हम डिफरेंशिएट करके उनको बता सकते हैं एंड उनसे एग्जांपल्स भी फिर पूछ सकते हैं बाद में।
Great, perfect. Thank you very much, Lamesh Baji. Nazia Baji, would you like to share anything? Nazia Baji? Yes.
Yes, we are explaining what is noun. We have to make them understand that if it is a capital letter, then it is noun. Like if we are judging what is a proper noun, we have to see that that particular word starts with a capital letter. But that doesn't mean that every capital letter has to be a proper noun only. We have to make the student understand that yes, noun starts with a capital, but every capital, if we have to make them understand that yes, school, but it is not specific.
Right.
Like it is like Mount Carmel School.
Your voice is breaking a lot, Nazia Baji. Sorry, your voice is breaking a lot.
That it every capital.
Sorry, it's breaking a lot. I don't know if it's my internet connection problem. But what I understand from you is completely right. Like what Lamesh Baji also mentioned, that the misunderstanding is जो भी capital letter से शुरू होता है, because the fact that they know is that proper noun should have capital letter. And as Lamesh Baji rightly mentioned कि ये जो definition है वो noun की है जिसमें specific noun के बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखा है. So proper noun is a noun that names a person, place, animal, thing. So that is also true for common noun. Specific वाली चीज नहीं लिखी है. So that is the misunderstanding. And यहाँ पे अगर example भी देखें, cow, school and parrot, they are not proper noun. They are all common nouns. But at the same time, we see animal and bird as common noun. So maybe the student has misunderstood that cow is a specific name of animal and that's why it's a proper noun. And I think that's the same misconception that Sadia Baji also had. So that's something that we may need to address. So this type of assessment that gives us rich information about the misconceptions of the students and definitely the next steps that we should be taking based on this information. Right, so we will take one response for maths and then we will close this. Maths teacher.
Yes, sir. इनमें शायद रीडिंग बच्चे छोटे हैं, सेकेंड ग्रेड के हैं, तो मे बी दे आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सेंटेंस. तो आई विल जस्ट ब्रेक द सेंटेंस एंड एक्सप्लेन देम कि 18 ग्रेटर है कि 23 ग्रेटर है. बस इतना छोटा करके पहले एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे, ब्रेक डाउन कर देंगे, तब शायद उनको क्लियर हो जाए कि व्हाट द टीचर इज टू
Amazing. Thank you very much, teachers. Thank you for engaging in the session. If you have any questions, you can ask them. We will take last 2 minutes to fill the feedback form, जैसे हम regular करते हैं. So I'm going to share the link of that feedback form in the chat box. Meanwhile, if you have any question, please unmute yourself and ask it. I have shared the feedback form in the chat box. You have to fill it now only, so you can start feeling that. And meanwhile, if you have any question regarding the session that we had, you can ask it. We will also try to revisit this during our LCs in the like throughout the year. But if there is any question regarding this right now, please unmute yourself and ask. Also, please keep your videos on if possible. There is any question that you may have right now, you can ask it, or while using these strategies also, if there is any question that if there any question arises, please feel free to ask that question anytime. We've got 3 responses till now. Yes, if you don't have any question, if you have filled the form, please feel free to leave the meeting. If you have not yet filled the form, do not leave the meeting. Yes, Babaji, Fareen Baji, Rafia Baji, Nazia Baji, thank you. We've got 7 responses, 9 responses. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lubna Baji. If you don't have any question, fill the form. Feel free to leave the meeting. Thank you, Gulpari Baji. Thank you, Afsa Baji. Thank you, Sadia Baji. Thank you, Akila Baji. Thank you, Rizwana Baji. Thank you, Mubashira Baji. Thank you, everyone. Shabina Baji, if you have filled the form, feel free to leave the meeting. Okay, thank you, Shabina Baji. You can leave the meeting. Thank you very much.
It seems like, yeah, Shabina Baji, you may want to exit the meeting. हो गया है. If you have finished the form. Or is it something that is it frozen? Is the video frozen?
I don't think so. It
Yeah.
moved a little. Okay, no problem. I'll do the necessary. I removed her.
That's fine. Yes, yes. Oh, take a breathe. Yes, sir. Take a breathe. We have been going on for 90 minutes constantly.
Yeah.
कैसा लगा?
I'd like to hear from you feedback.
Right. Any thoughts, Palak?
You're on mute, Palak.
Hi. Yeah, the session was very nice. Even I got to know many new strategies of formative assessment, especially the peer assessment, the one like two concentric circles we can make, and the peer assessment can happen. I think as a first session, this was a very good session for the teachers to know, and subsequent sessions and follow-up will help teachers to implement also.
Yeah, I think something I really saw was in terms of engagement of certain teachers. कि जो teachers और बहुत clearly evident था because I was looking from a very different lens because there were some second year teachers and there were a lot of third year teachers also, right? So जो third year teachers formative assessment को बार सुन चुके हैं समीक्षाला में over the last 1 year and before, वो टीचर्स का पार्टिसिपेशन प्रैक्टिकली बहुत फास्ट था, जैसे कि लुबना बाजी, अश्मीरा बाजी. एंड आई थिंक यू टच द एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट ऑफ फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट जो पर्टिकुलरली मैं टीचर्स के साथ हमेशा बताता आया हूँ कि फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट का जो मेजर पर्पस है वो है टू इन्फॉर्म योर ओन इंस्ट्रक्शन, राइट? और मतलब फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट में मैंने स्टूडेंट लर्निंग की बात शायद ही बहुत 20% 30% की होगी कि whatever student is producing the result in a formative assessment, that's simply factual. लेकिन हम उसमें से अपना इंस्ट्रक्शन कैसे समझ सके बेटर करना है और उस फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट का फीडबैक कैसे दे सके, हमेशा बात उन दोनों चीज पे हुई थी. आई एम वेरी श्योर दोनों स्कूल में जो इंस्ट्रक्शन वाला लेंस है वो बहुत क्लियर है, तो वो आपके प्रेजेंटेशन में बहुत अच्छे से हाईलाइट भी हुआ था कि बार की, और आपने वो प्रेजेंटेशन में भी उसको हाईलाइट किया था कि इससे जो इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है वो इंस्ट्रक्शन इंप्रूवमेंट है. Something which I saw that you made a very beautiful connection, which I don't think I ever made it, was कि अगर हमने पढ़ा दिया उसके बाद अगर ये रिजल्ट आया या बच्चों का ये प्रोडक्शन हुआ इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, इन दैट गैप्स कहाँ पे है. मैंने आज तक अपने ट्रेनिंग में वो फोकस नहीं किया, तो वो आपने बहुत अच्छे से किया है. आई थिंक आज आपने वो स्टार्टिंग लेंस किया है फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट का कि नॉलेज आ गया है, उसका एप्लीकेशन अगर बच्चे कर रहे हैं तो वो एप्लीकेशन में तब्दील क्यों नहीं हुआ है, उसके बीच में जो गैप है वो बेसिकली कैसे एसेस करना, वो मैंने ज्यादा टच पास्ट में नहीं किया है. So that was very at the start of the new chapter, I would say, for most of the teachers, even Shahpur. So one question that I have, and maybe I'll talk to you separately in detail about certain things, is कि of course कैनाल के टीचर्स का पार्टिसिपेशन सिर्फ ज्यादातर, अगर आज तीसरा सेशन है अपना, अगर मैं ओवर द लास्ट 3 सेशन भी देखो, अपना तीसरा सेशन लेकर, कि कैनाल में से सिर्फ सादिया बाजी और लमिश बाजी इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं. मे बी यू एंड मी कैन अंडरस्टैंड विद सादिया बाजी जो ASL है कि बाकी टीचर्स को हम एक्टिवेट कैसे करें, ठीक है ना.
आज थोड़ा बचा फ्री था, बट नॉर्मली सादिया बाजी और लमिश बाजी होते हैं.
हाँ, तो आज नाजिया बाजी पहली बार आए थे. वो नाजिया बाजी कौन है मुझे नहीं पता है, मैं भी पहली बार देख रहा हूँ उनको.
नाम देख के मुझे लगा कि सादिया बाजी ने नाम चेंज किया क्या, नाजिया सोनी वाला था तो.
राइट. So maybe we can understand both together deeply कि कैनाल ब्रांच में similar response को कैसे एक्टिवेट किया जाए. Otherwise one of the danger that might happen is कि ये BTS के सेशंस की नॉलेज बहुत अच्छी डिसेमिनेशन हो रही है, which we can see from the Google Form response also, कि लर्निंग लेवल पर जो फॉर्मेशन हो रही है वो बहुत स्ट्रांग है हर टीचर की, लेकिन वो लर्निंग को जब कर्कपैट्रिक में बिहेवियर लेवल पर जाएगा और वो ड्रास्टिकली ड्रॉप हो सकता है अगर यहाँ पे इनके डाउट जैसे अगर एंगेजमेंट लेवल पर वो लोग यहाँ पे शुरू नहीं होते हैं एक्टिवेट लेवल पर, तो वो जो बिहेवियर लेवल पे जाना होगा ना, उसमें फिर ग्राउंड पे और कांस्टेंट इंटरेक्शन में बहुत मेहनत लग सकती है. सो आई वाज एक्चुअली होल्डिंग दैट लेंस टू सी कि जो टीचर्स बहुत ज्यादा क्यूरियस है और क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं, वो हमें पता है कि वो बिहेवियर लेवल पे ले जाएंगे और हमें उनको सिर्फ एक्शन में सपोर्ट करना होगा. लेकिन जो टीचर ज्यादा क्वेश्चन और क्यूरियस नहीं हो रहे हैं एंड द परसेंटेज ऑफ टीचर कुड बी मोर, तो वो हम लोग कैसे एसेस करें इस पे, ताकि हम ग्राउंड के लिए बेटर प्रिपेयर हो नेक्स्ट 4-5 महीने में भी, कि अगर नेक्स्ट 3-4 महीने ऑनलाइन है और ग्राउंड पर नहीं जा रही है चीजें, स्कूल नहीं खुल रहे हैं, तो ऑनलाइन में उसका बिहेवियर पे कैसे होगा. दैट्स द ओनली क्वेश्चन ऑन माय माइंड, सो वी कैन ऑफ कोर्स टॉक दैट.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, but I think I love that part of connection. जो आपने लास्ट वाली स्लाइड थी वो बहुत पावरफुल थी, जिसमें गुलपरी बाजी ने एक आंसर दिया था, लमिश बाजी ने एक आंसर दिया था. That was really powerful because that's the lens they will need to carry every time in the class. So yeah, absolutely great. Thank you, Vijay.
Manav, do you have anything? Any feedback?
Not really. The session was really nice. I genuinely enjoyed it. Like, even it was very interactive for the teachers. So it was actually really just like fun to watch and listen. And you did a really great job. I don't know how you spoke for so long. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, Manav.
Cool,
ठीक है, 3 बजे मिलते हैं फिर से.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a break. We'll catch up at 3.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.